Now, you can choose to use your pencil or you could go right with a marker, but I think I'll go ahead and go with pencil. So let's go ahead and draw like a rainbow shape and then mirror that shape down below. You kind of have the shell of the crab. And through the middle, you're going to do this little wavy type motion like that. So, and then add these two little lines to the side. At any time, if you need to slow the video down and stop to catch up, you can. Oh, I kind of see what I did there. That's okay. That's okay. And then add those guys on the side. And we need to add 4 more. Have a little overlap or underlapping there. Yours doesn't have to look just like mine. Yours is going to look different, of course. It'd be fun to draw maybe 20 of these and maybe make a family out of them, walking around on the bottom of the sea. Do a lot of changes, make some with their claws up in the air, maybe they're running, having some fun. Okay. Let's see, I think of red when I think of crab, so I'm going to take some red, and there was some red there, so ooh, that color got nice and juicy. And this time I chose the small brush, which is nice. Go ahead and brush that on. You see how I came just close to the edge, but not on the edge? That's another kind of trick that you can try. And then carefully lead the very tip of the brush to the edge. This is just a skill. I tend to work better with that right hand moving away like that. So the artist trading cards are meant to be traded. An international artist from Switzerland in 1997 came up with this idea where a professional artist would make these cards and send them to other friends, artists around the world, and it became sort of a cultural type, global type trading of art, which is really, really fun. And of course, schools picked up on it quickly, and so then a lot of kids were trading these artist trading cards with other students from around the world. So maybe you'd send some to China or the Philippines, you know, wherever, with another classroom, which would be a really fun thing to do. I haven't worked with paints in about a week, and it's always kind of interesting when I first start. I just started with you today. When I first started, I wasn't as confident, but now I'm getting a little more confident. And moving that brush in the direction that it needs to go. So my favorite thing is to draw, and it's nice when the paintbrush feels like it's a pencil in my hand. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but there's thunder outside right now. Again, if you make a mistake and you go outside the lines, that's okay. That happens. And we'll draw a fish. So if you looked at the materials page, then you would see these a photograph of these objects first, which would be really helpful before I just start drawing and you're trying to follow along with me. It's easier for me at least, to see what I'm going to draw, then try to draw it. So you might want to watch the video or look at that materials page first. Then it's like your brain knows what to do and you can go along with it. Again, if I'm going too fast or you just want to, you know, change up the design or go slower, you can just stop the video or just go ahead and continue. Okay, that's all I'm going to do on him. Okay, I'll put a Alright. Okay, I'm going to take my small brush. I cleaned it in the water, dipped it in the yellow. I'm going to do the yellow first. Another little trick too is if I don't, it'd be helpful if I didn't go too wet with the yellow. I feel like I just went too wet with it. So I'm going to wipe off that brush some more. I have a dry piece of paper sitting over there. I'll just stick it in there. There you go. And I'm going to dip into here and just move. So less water, in other words, less water. Now you know that watercolors come out lightly onto the paper. If you want more intense yellow, for example, I would maybe just let this dry and then come back with another color, layer of color, and then let it dry and then come back with more and adjust it. The same thing, you can almost erase it by, once it's dry, you can dip into clean water and then lift color out. I don't have a towel, I'm gonna just go over there and, but if, you know, you can lift color out. I know I just used my finger there, but I could lift color out like that too. But in this case, I want to put it back, so then I can put it back. There's a lot of things you can do with watercolor, really fun. All right, so now I have three little cards to work with. And I know yours will look similar to mine, not exactly like mine. Yours and mine will look different than another classmate's. But now the fun part. So you're gonna put your sea creature, your sea life creature, into some sort of environment. All right, Mr. Crab. Let's see. Let's say you're walking along the sandy bottom here. I'll give you some. I don't know, maybe there's some. Shells or something laying around. He looks like a pretty happy crab, doesn't he? And again, you could do some dots or something to make it look like sand. Remember, with a Sharpie, it's a felt tip on the end, and you don't want to smash that tip or ruin that. It'll ruin the tip. You're like, my Sharpie doesn't work. Well, your Sharpie doesn't work because somebody has smashed it down too many times. So in my classroom, I'll remind the students not to make a sound. So it's just like touch and up, touch and up, touch and up. And you can learn to go fast after you've gone slow quite a bit. Go slow at first, and then you'll figure out how lightly to touch. I'd like it if I didn't have these little sands, dots of sand everywhere, just in parts. What could we do back here? I think I'm just gonna make some little designs back there, and then we can color those with different colors of blue to kind of make it look like gradations of the water. So let's do that blue first. It's gonna be easier for me to paint from this direction. Some watercolor artists would do the background first. Let that dry. And then paint the red in. You can try different ways, see which works for you. I used to think that there was just one way to do watercolor paint and things like that, but nope. You do what works. And try what other people do, because then you learn new techniques. I learn new techniques all the time, which helps me pick and choose new ways to work, which I love. I love to learn. I love to to see what other people are doing and try what they're doing. Okay. I really like to paint the underside of him. I'm just going to do a pure yellow here. Okay. Now for the sand, this will be interesting because I want a sandy color. Let's start with a little orange, grab some brown and just check that out. It's probably a little darker than I need it to be, but I think I just add some water. There we go. I want to keep it pretty light. I thought it might be fun on this crab is to put some shadow underneath him. I think I want to leave that shell white if I can. One year I was fortunate enough to go to Japan with East Wenatchee and Wenatchee Sister City program with Masawa. One of the things we had to do was bring a card with your name on it and then some gifts to give to people. So we had to bring like 50 gifts to hand out. Some people brought chocolate, and a lot of people brought chocolate or little American flags. My daughter brought American flag erasers. So everybody that she met in Japan, she would hand one of those and they would give her something back. What I did was 50 trading cards. And so I just did a whole bunch of them all at once. Let one dry, move it over, do the next one. But I'll actually share with you, it took me a long time to do 50. Okay, so that one looks pretty good. I mean, that could be done, or let's look at it after it dries. All right, whoops. Oh, I got some blue on there. That's okay. Maybe I want to make some like breathing bubbles here. And keep this one kind of simple. I wonder if I can make turquoise. So I'll use blue and I'll add some green. Oh yeah, worked out pretty good. And I can put it on there and see, did I make it? I made it a little darker than I wanted, so I'm going to wash my brush out, dab that off, and then as I'm painting it, I can decide, did I want that turquoise darker? Did I need to color adjust it? Because I can actually color adjust it by adding color right onto this page. Or again, make it darker. So these artist trading cards, you can put them in a plastic sleeve of, like they do with baseball cards. So maybe your mom or dad or grandma, somebody has trading cards, baseball trading cards, and you can look at them and then these plastic sleeves. You can do that too with these. That's if you want to keep them, and the nice thing is then you can put them in a binder of some sort, keep them like that. Take pictures, share them with your friends, family, or you can just put them in the mail. Let's put a little shadow under him. Try to make sure the shadow goes the same direction. Okay, last one. This one's gonna go pretty fast. Artist tip, go slow when it counts. You want to go nice and slow. Another thing you'll notice, I have quite a bit of water on the page. Sometimes I see kids in the classroom, they'll use not enough water and then they get this sort of like striping like that. And maybe you want that, maybe you don't want that, but as an artist it's important to know if you want the brush strokes to show or if you want to hide the brush strokes.